now besides the drum machine is the Kawai SX240 with one setting and only hitting one note at a time with layering on. So what you're hearing, that's one note. What's going on, everyone? This is Mr. Kondel from the internet. This is the Kawai SX240. Here I have one that's in excellent condition. Everything works on it, and I bought it and I was very excited to have it. And by the time, before I even got this before I got this in the mail, I already got a Jupiter 6. So right out the bat, this was out of the question. I was going to keep this. Once I got it, I actually debated getting rid of my Prophet 08 for this. But that's a little dumb. But I came close because I've always wanted this synthesizer, and it has an enormous amount of power to it. I was not expecting this to be able to do as much as it can. It can do a heck of a lot more than the Jupiter in a lot of ways. The Jupiter's got a ton more character. You know, it's further away from any other sounds that I have, so I kind of need the Jupiter anyway. But I'm not getting rid of the Jupiter. That's all. No matter what. So anyway, to go through this, I just wanted to walk through and show you how you can, like, why this is so capable and why I love the thing. Alright, so the only thing that's on right now, the filter, this is a basic sound. This is a basic 240. So this is just a sawtooth wave right now. There's D. Now what's awesome is you can add on top of that, this is, first of all, the reason I knew I would love this thing is because it's an 8-voice analog dual oscillator polyphonic synthesizer, so you can't really go wrong with something like that unless it just sounds terrible. And you know, I know this sounds good. So anyway, besides just having 8 voices and dual oscillators that are both tunable to whatever the heck you want them to be, you get a ton of waveforms that can all be stacked on top of each other, and there's even more than that I'll explain to you in a minute. So first off, this is the sawtooth wave. One oscillator. And then here's the second oscillator. And then you can add a pulse wave onto that. Square wave, whatever. You can also make that pulse with modulation. I'll keep this simple. Keep the pulse wave. Add a little bit to that. You got a sub oscillator you can add to both of the freaking DCOs. And there's a brass that once you get this many notes on, you barely can distinguish it. You can hear it get louder. You just, can barely distinguish it. So right now at this point, you're hearing 1, 2, 3, 4 waveforms on 2 different oscillators right now. Now on top of that, I don't know, hopefully you could hear everything I was saying, but so anyway, you got 8-note polyphony then. Now the kick-ass part of this is you can split the keyboard up so you can play one thing on one side of the keyboard, another thing on the other side of the keyboard with 2 different settings, just like a Jupiter. Now the thing that pisses me off with my Jupiter 6 is that I don't believe there's any way to do this. I've asked some people about it with the Europa mod, and I don't think it's possible. I should probably check the forum where I asked that in, but anyway. You hit the magic little dual button, and once the dual button's on, now you have the upper and lower that you can mess with. And what that means is that you have only 4 voices to use in the synthesizer. Well, 4 keys at one time, but you have 2 voices per key, which means you have 4 oscillators per note. You're stacking the oscillators basically. So you got 4 oscillators per note, and you can have each voice, I don't know, the 2 sets, each half. So you have 4 voices with 1 full setting here, and another 4 voices with another whole set of settings. I noticed my battery getting ready to die on the camera, but anyway, here's an example of what I've made with the dual setting on. And what you can do with this is you have, I mean, every single parameter is specific to that set of voices. So you have, you have the upper and lower, and every parameter is specific to that. So even the LFO speed is different per the upper and lower. And I have that set right now. For some reason, I'm not hearing the difference I was hearing earlier. I think I changed something. So LFO speed 99 and 99. Why do I both LFO speeds are the same? That's weird. That's terrible sounding. There we go. Now they're both kind of unique. And also one thing, I was extremely surprised that, everything I got is knobby, and with this only having one knob, this is extremely easy to use. The panel there, you can just scroll right through, whatever you want. You can go down. So this is the cutoff right here. So I get to that easy. I want to go to DCO2. Right there's DCO2. There's the course. I'm looking through the camera. Here's DCO2, and here's the course, and here's the fine width for it. Upper and lowers right here on your thumb. All your selections are right there. It's awesome how it's laid out. So there's that whole temptation I have of keeping this just because and getting rid of the Prophet 08 because it's vintage. It's definitely got a vintage sound to it, but that Prophet 08's different, sweet. This has more of a sound, kind of a mix between. Man, I'm gonna generalize here, but it's closer to my Jupiter 6 than it is to the Prophet 08, and I'm not getting rid of the Jupiter 6, so that's all I can tell you. But anyway, this is me rambling about the Kawai SX240, if anyone was ever curious about it. I know they're hard to come across sometimes, but anyway, it won't be now, because I'm probably going to end up selling this in maybe a couple weeks when I get bored of it. So anyway, gotta get back to watching March Madness.